All right, friends, today's animal of the day is the, whoop, there he goes, friendly neighborhood chipmunk.
All right. Hey now.
Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
You might learn a ton.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
He's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
Okay, there are lots of mammals in New York State, and especially here in the Adirondacks. I think it says there's more than 80 separate species of mammals, and some of them are rodents. So let's look at some of our rodent friends, shall we? Of course, today's animal of the day is the eastern chipmunk, my favorite rodent. I really do love those little guys. Chipmunks are really funny. They're very solitary animals. Actually, a lot of rodents are pretty solitary, but and yeah, of course, they're diurnal. They're active during the day. Some rodents are nocturnal, active at night. And what are some of the other rodents we have around here? I mean, there are lots of rodents around the world, from the jerboa to the capybara and all these. But let's see, in New York, we've got a certain set of rodents. So how do you become a rodent? It really has to do with being a mammal, but also with your teeth. It's the same. All rodents have the same kind of teeth jaw setup. And what's interesting is that in their teeth, both the top and bottom incisors never stop growing. So one of the things that's true about all rodents is they need to chew, or else their teeth will grow right through their skulls. Yeah, it's kind of gruesome. Right? See those? Look at those choppers. Often rodent teeth have this kind of yellow look to them. That's a lot of times in some of the species, it's because they have diets high in iron, and the iron actually solidifies the teeth, especially like some of the ones that eat a lot of woody plants. So around here, what do we got? We've got the old woodchuck. How much could you chuck if you could chuck wood? I don't know. Woodchucks, sometimes called groundhogs. Hey, can you predict the weather? I don't know. Sometimes called whistle pigs. I love whistle pigs because they'll whistle at you. Groundhogs, right? These guys usually live in burrows, and probably if you have a garden, there's somebody that bothers you because they like to eat plants. They're herbivores. What else we got? Ah, yes, the friendly neighborhood Castor canadensis, the beaver, right? Like beaver with a big flat tail, right? These guys, famous, right, for chewing. They like to eat the phloem and the xylem of trees. They like twigs and leaves too. But of course, as you know, beavers are always busy chewing trees to build their dams, right? And like one of the things that beavers do, which is interesting, is oftentimes they just chew all the way around the tree, right? And they know that if you chew around the tree, it's called girdling the tree. And that means that the tree, you basically cut off all its sap and water. And so the tree will die quickly if you girdle it. And then you come back later and it's easier to knock down. Yeah, these guys know what they're doing. Another animal that's pretty similar that builds lodges and lives in the water as well is the muskrat. Muskrats and beavers, as you probably know, were widely hunted and trapped around here. Part of the big fur trade and the North American fur trade, as you learn in social studies, partially because their fur is so waterproof. Okay, they have some oils that, in fact, some of those oils were collected. Castor oil is made from beavers. Muskrat, look at their tail. It's not flat. We got a few species of squirrel, right? This is the gray squirrel and our other friend, the red squirrel. They are different species, usually different sizes, but have very similar behaviors. and they pretty much share the same niche for sure. What else we got around here? Of course, we got a whole variety of various mice, but the most popular mouse is this guy. This is called the deer mouse, or the white-footed mouse. This is the mouse you're most likely to see outside, or maybe even in your home. They're fairly small. You know, they're typical mice. This guy you might find outside. He's called a vole, a meadow vole. They are not mice. They're different species, a whole different kinds of things. But like mice, they are rodents. I love porcupines. Porcupines is a big, big rodent that we have. Porcupines, like a lot of rodents, like to chew on woody plants. They like to climb up in the trees to snack. Usually porcupines don't move that quick. They don't really have too much to worry about. Now, we have rabbits here too, but interestingly enough, rabbits are not rodents. And the reason they're not rodents is that their skulls and teeth are built a little bit differently. There's a couple other quirks of their anatomy that make them a different kind of thing. So rabbits are called lepidopterans. Lagomorphs. Lepidopterans are moths. Lagomorphs. And lagomorphs are, they have a couple other relatives like the hyrax and picas, and but they're the only lagomorphs we have. And we've got cottontails, and we've got snowshoe hares, and yeah, rabbits. All right, so that's kind of a rundown of all of our New York State Adirondack rodents. Remember, what makes a rodent a rodent? It's teeth. Well, it's got to be a mammal, but it's got to have this choppers like this. And yeah, today you're going to, of course, learn a little more about rodents, including the world's biggest rodent. Some more local rodents. We've got a family of squirrels. These are gray squirrels. And actually, that's Mom hanging upside down. And I could tell because you could tell that the baby's here. These are all her kits, her pups, and they've been nursing, and now they're out foraging for seeds. Of course, at my house, I feed birds and don't mind feeding the squirrels and other guys too. Well, I was here to feed the chipmunks, but this grosbeak, it's got some good seed cracking. Look at that beak. Hello, Mrs. Grosbeak. Now I can tell that that's a female or an egg maker because of the coloration. And this species of bird, the males are black with a big red patch on their front. And the females, the egg makers anyway, are usually fairly drab, like this one, not a lot of coloration. Beautiful bird.